delighted to have an esteemed assembly of scholars and dignitaries with us today, whose presence underscores the significance of this seminar. We extend a warm welcome to Professor Girish Nath Jha, Chairman CSTT, Ministry of Education, Government of India. Professor Jha's guidance and expertise in scientific and technical terminology are invaluable to this seminar. Sir, we are honored to have your presence, as your insights and experience will undoubtedly enrich our discussion and contribute to the overall success of this seminar. Your leadership in promoting linguistic diversity and your dedication to the preservation and advancement of Indian regional language in the scientific and technical domains are truly commendable. We are delighted to warmly welcome Professor Nilofer Khan, Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University of Kashmir, whose leadership and vision continue to drive our university towards academic excellence. Madam, your unwavering commitment of fostering an environment of innovation and inclusivity has significantly advanced our institution's educational and research capabilities. Under your stewardship, the University of Kashmir has not only achieved new heights in scholarly pursuits, but has also strengthened its community outreach and engagement, promoting a culture of continuous learning and development. Your support for initiatives integrating local language and culture with modern technological advancements highlights your decision to preserving our rich heritage with embracing the future. We warmly welcome Professor Nasir Iqbal, Registrar of the University of Kashmir. Your exceptional administrative skills play a crucial role in supporting the smooth functioning of our institution. Your unwavering dedication ensures that academic and administrative processes are seamlessly integrated, fostering an environment where faculty and students can thrive. Your commitment to excellence and tireless efforts in maintaining high standards of governance and administration are deeply appreciated and integral to our university's ongoing success. We are also pleased to welcome Engineer Jai Singh Rawat, Assistant Director CSTT, Ministry of Education, whose efforts in promoting technical terminology in regional languages are commendable. His association with the University of Kashmir has been marked by fruitful collaborations and initiatives that bridge the gap between traditional linguistic heritage and modern technological advancements. A heartfelt welcome to our invited speakers and resource persons who bring a wealth of knowledge and insight into our discussions over the next 2 days.
In order to move ahead and to bring University of Kashmir at par with the institutions of excellence in the country, where multi-dimensional teaching and learning is now the core part of the curriculum, the technological understanding of the subject is must not be barrier right from the primary education. In this endeavor, a very important 2-day seminar is being organized by the University of Kashmir and the CSTT Ministry of Education. The main purpose of the seminar is to make science and technology understandable and practical rather than barrier for thousands of students and aspiring scientists and teachers in the UT of Jammu and Kashmir. It is pertinent to mention that as we continue to live in the world of seemingly complex developments, background scientific knowledge can surely help to negotiate it. This is possible to only through effective science communication. Any communication can be effective only when it reaches the intended audience in the intended form. Science communication is no exception, and therefore it becomes important for science communicators to explore all options to be effective in their task. The current seminar has been mandated to be science more communicative. Further, it is to now research that understanding science in the regional language is besides the global language has benefits like incredible learning experience, more participation, building an inequitable education system, better learning outcomes. Additionally, science has a specialized and technical language that makes it unique curriculum subject. Now, language and conceptual development are deeply linked. Thought requires language and language requires thought. So the aim is to create bilingual learners who not only learn and think about science terms and concepts in English, but at ease with their regional languages. The 2-day seminar has been chosen keeping into consideration the need which the innovation-driven market demands rather than making the subject less understandable and imaginative.
हम जानते हैं कि एनईपी 2020 के अंतर्गत हायर एजुकेशन में मीडियम ऑफ इंस्ट्रक्शन के लिए लोकल लैंग्वेज भी एक ऑप्शन रखी गई है। रीजनल लैंग्वेज में अपनी स्टडी शुरू करने का सबसे बड़ा जो लाभ या फ़ायदा है वो विलेज एंड स्मॉल टाउन्स में रहने वाले मीडियम क्लास एवं इकोनॉमिकली वीकर सेक्शन के स्टूडेंट्स को होगा। सबसे ज़्यादा नुकसान इन्हीं स्टूडेंट्स को उठाना पड़ता था। मदर टंग यानी मातृभाषा में स्टडीज से इन स्टूडेंट्स को का कॉन्फिडेंस बढ़ेगा और उनके एबिलिटी और टैलेंट के साथ सही न्याय होगा। आत्मनिर्भर भारत बनाने के संकल्प को क्रियान्वित करने के लिए राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा नीति में नॉलेज एक्विजिशन एंड टीचिंग इन इंडियन लैंग्वेज पर कार्य किया जाना है। रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस में विषयों को समझने के लिए तकनीकी शब्दावली आयोग की बहुत बड़ी भूमिका होगी। मैं बताना चाहूँगा कि वैज्ञानिक और तकनीकी शब्दावली ने अब तक 350 से अधिक पब्लिकेशन हिंदी और भारतीय भाषाओं में यानी 22 एड शेड्यूल में तैयार किए हैं। इन सभी का जो ई कॉपी के रूप में हमारे वेबसाइट पे 250 से पब्लिकेशन हमारे उपलब्ध हैं, आप उसे सर्च कर सकते हैं। एक विशेष बात ये बताना चाहूँगा कि अभी हमारे वर्तमान ऑनरेबल चेयरमैन सर प्रोफेसर कृष्णनाथ झा जी ने एक सर्चेबल टूल बनाया हमारी वेबसाइट पे। कोई भी जो भी यूज़र्स है या स्टेक होल्डर है वो जाके जिस सब्जेक्ट्स की आपको शब्दावली के टर्म हिंदी या भारतीय भाषा में मालूम करनी है आप सर्च कर सकते हैं। उसके लिए एक वेब पोर्टल बनाया गया है जो आप सर्च कर सकते हैं शब्द.education.gov.in। इसमें लगभग 250 से अधिक हमारे पब्लिकेशन ई फॉर्म में है, सॉफ्ट फॉर्म में है। आप कोई भी शब्द डालेंगे तो कंसर्न सब्जेक्ट के साथ साथ जिस लैंग्वेज मतलब कि लगभग 22 लैंग्वेज में उसमें क्या उसका इक्विवेलेंट बना है वो उसका आपको मिल जाएगा। उसके बावजूद आप जब आप सर्च कर रहे हैं, मान के चलिए कि आप बॉटनी के हैं या केमिस्ट्री के जिस विषय के भी हैं सर्च कर रहे हैं, आपको लगता है कि जो शब्द आयोग ने बनाया या जो उनकी कमेटी ने बनाया वो शब्द एप्रोप्रिएट नहीं है या उससे अच्छा शब्द आपके पास है, तो आप उसमें अपना फीडबैक दे सकते हैं विद नेम और अपनी ईमेल के माध्यम से। वो हमारे पास रिकॉर्ड होगा और उस शब्द पे हम हमारी कमेटियों के माध्यम से पुनर्विचार करके अगर वो आपका शब्द सही बैठता है हमारी जो अपेक्षाओं के अनुरूप, हमारे जो शब्दावली निर्माण सिद्धांतों के अनुरूप, तो उस शब्द को उसमें समाविष्ट किया जा सकता है। और अध्यक्ष महोदय ने एक प्रोविजन ये भी रखा कि आप जो स्टेक होल्डर, ये आपकी बात नहीं करो, जनरल पूरे भारतवर्ष मैंने पूरे इंडिया के लिए बात की जा रही है कि कोई भी स्टेक होल्डर अपनी हिंदी या मात्र जो उस क्षेत्र की भाषा है उसमें जो शब्दावली बनाएगी उसका वो फीडबैक दे सकता है। और फीडबैक अगर अच्छा होता है तो उसमें हमारी जो कमेटियाँ जो उसके माध्यम से उसको उसमें जोड़ा जा सकता है और उसमें आपको एक सर्टिफिकेट भी अध्यक्ष महोदय की ओर से दिया जाएगा स्पेशल आपका एप्रिसिएशन के रूप में। क्योंकि शब्द निर्माण प्रक्रिया जो टर्मिनोलॉजी एवोल्यूशन प्रक्रिया लंबी है, कंटिन्यूस प्रोसेस है, उसमें परिवर्तन भी होते हैं और मतलब कि सुधार भी होता है। तो परिवर्तन के रूप में और सुधार के रूप में आप उसमें अपना फीडबैक दे सकते हैं। तो ये बहुत बड़ा है कि आप हमारे जो मुख्य जो मेन वेब पोर्टल है, मैं फिर बता रहा हूँ शब्द.education.gov.in पे जाए। इसके बारे में हमारे अध्यक्ष महोदय अपने जो टेक्निकल सेशन में विस्तृत से अपनी बात रखेंगे और आपको पूरी और जानकारी जो बची है वो मालूम पड़ जाएगी। कहने का उद्देश्य यही है कि जो कार्यक्रम रखा गया है वो कश्मीरी लैंग्वेज के डेवलपमेंट में जो टेक्निकल एजुकेशन में आप कितना कर पाएंगे। सभी जानते हैं कि आप टेक्निकल एजुकेशन मीडियम इंस्ट्रक्शन इंग्लिश है, लेकिन एक पैरेलल में हमारे पास एक रेफरेंस मटेरियल अगर हमारी भाषा में मौजूद हो तो जो गांव से या जो छोटे शहरों से जो बच्चे आते हैं उनके लिए एक हेल्पिंग टूल का काम कर सकता है। अगर यही टेक्निकल बुक्स अगर इस शब्दावली के माध्यम से अगर इंग्लिश से अपने कश्मीरी में लिखी जाए तो कम से कम इंग्लिश के साथ वो इस भाषा को भी पढ़ सकते हैं। यानी उनके पास इंग्लिश के साथ एक विकल्प रहेगा कि मैं अपनी भाषा में भी उस चीज़ को समझ सकूं, क्योंकि मातृभाषा में समझना, पढ़ना और याद रखना बहुत सरल होता है। तो कहने का उद्देश्य है कि आप अपनी जो यहाँ की जो हमारी भाषा कश्मीरी भाषा है उसमें, क्योंकि प्रोग्राम टेक्निकल एजुकेशन पे रखा गया इसलिए उसी के संदर्भ में बात कर रहा हूँ कि उसमें आप अपना जो शब्दावली भी हमने अध्यक्ष महोदय ने यहाँ पर कश्मीरी के लिए सारे विषयों में शब्दावली के लिए अनुमोदन दे दिया है। यानी इंजीनियरिंग की 2 शब्दावलियाँ बन चुकी है, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स एंड ब्रॉडकास्टिंग की बन चुकी है और कुछ ही महीनों में अभी पब्लिकेशन का भी सरकार ऑर्डर मिल गया कि कुछ ही महीनों में वो पब्लिश भी हो जाएगी और आप लोगों के बीच में ऐसे सेमिनार के माध्यम से पहुँचेगी।
It's really a great thing for us that we are now trying to talk about the science in terms of our regional language, and which is one of the very important component of our new education policy 2020. First of all, since it's related with the technology, because we will be mostly talking about the technology, naming these technological terms into the Kashmiri languages. We have the Institute of Technology presently, is doing very well. Yesterday, one of the former student of this IoT called me on phone. She was in need of some certificates from the examination. She said that, sir, I am a pass out of your BTech from your university, and presently I am doing PhD with New York University. So it just gave me the encouragement that we are able to produce good students, and our students are able to get good placements for their research as well as in fact for their jobs also. Coming back to this workshop, which is being done by CSTI, Government of India, in collaboration with our Department of Electronics, University of Kashmir. The CSTI, Government of India, has chosen the right place for doing these events, because we have very good science departments, whether we talk about the botany, zoology, physics, electronics, mathematics, whatever, then the engineering. We are happy that the UGC recently confirmed our university as one of the potential centers for having the dual degree in science and social science with the foreign universities. That will be a big advantage for our students as well as for our scholars. Our students and scholars will get dual degree with some good foreign universities, particularly in science and social science. Now, naming these technical terms into the Kashmiri languages, I think it's not so easy. It looks very easy because we can easily name them into the Kashmiri languages. But of course, we are all from Kashmir here. But if you will tell me to speak in Kashmiri, it will be very easy for me to speak in English rather than in Kashmiri. The same is true with everyone. So, by having this, naming these various technical terms into the Kashmiri language, it will give us a sense that we shall be able to read Kashmiri, talk Kashmiri, and communicate Kashmiri. And that will help us. In fact, such kind of programs, such kind of events, we need to do not only at the university level, but we need to do it at the college level, even at the school level. So therefore, such kind of workshops, such kind of programs will definitely help us to transfer certain important things. For example, I am actually an astrophysicist, so I talk about the universe. I talk about the origin, evolution, structure, formation of the universe. So when we talk about the evolution of the universe, we talk about the Big Bang. We talk about the space, time, matter, energy. But it will be very difficult for me to tell what in space we call it in Kashmiri, in time what we call exactly in Kashmiri, and this matter and energy what we call. So in fact, this should not be my request to the representative, the assistant director of the CTI, is that we should hold these workshops into a different frame also, not only to talk about the electronics where we talk about the technology terms. In fact, for general science also, it will be very important, very interested also. Maybe if they approve our proposal, we can hold such kind of workshops. In fact, not only the Department of Electronics, but some other respective departments can also organize them, like Department of Biochemistry, why not? Even when we talk about the biotechnology, there are very technical terms. Even we as a common, even working in the academia, we don't understand them. Even in the mathematics, we talk about the singularity. But if you tell me exactly how you will be able to name the singularity, so it will be very difficult. Even in Ajaz Sahab knows it, even in chemistry. So we have to have such kind of series of workshops. In fact, we should have a calendar of these workshops for the electronics, for the physics, for the mathematics, for the chemistry, and then talk about in terms of Kashmiri the other allied subjects.
Kashmiri is a very important language, Indo-Aryan language. There are 15 Indo-Aryan languages in our constitution. Kashmiri is one of the prominent ones there, and there are 4 Dravidian languages of the south. One Austroasiatic Santhali and 2 Tibeto-Burman, Manipuri and and Bodo, right? So, and our job is a difficult one to come up with a technical terminology in all languages. And the mandate reads Hindi and other modern Indian languages. That actually cuts across more than the scheduled languages, and there are 1700 plus languages in India, and there are 270 mother tongues, 121 language groups in India, and out of those we have only 22 in our schedule. So there'll be much more happening. So it will be a knight and Mary's job to have a technical terminology done separately for all of these languages. So we have to have a common ground. Therefore, our mandate reads, the common uniform terminology in all Indian languages. Why do we need that? Why do we need terminology in Kashmiri for that matter? There are two very important functions of this terminology. First, we can have education in the medium of Kashmiri. And there are two languages in India, Konkani and Kashmiri, where the education does not happen in this medium. Right? You teach in Urdu and English here, and Goa teaches Marathi and English there. We recently had a meeting with the Higher Education Board and DOL of Goa, and we had a long discussion how to actually promote Konkani over there, and we'll have similar discussions how to promote Kashmiri here. If not today, maybe tomorrow, the generations will have enough terminology in Kashmiri to start educating in the language of the people. But there's another reason why we do this. The reason is, tomorrow if there's mass education, we cannot perhaps hope to educate entire Kashmir through humanly possible means. So we have teachers teaching all over, in all kinds of varieties that the Kashmiri language will have in this part of the world. It will be impossible. So can we have technology? So imagine I'm speaking in English here, and my hologram appears on the wall, on the screen. My hologram, same Girish Shah is decked in Kashmiri attire, speaks chaste Kashmiri, and speak to you in Kashmiri. This has already happened, Japanese to English. So can that happen also? Can we develop intelligent tutoring systems which can do one-to-one tutoring to students? That is the goal. But that can only happen if we have artificial intelligence in Kashmiri language. And AI is the term LLM these days, large language models. And I've done a rough calculation. If you do LLM in any language of India, ab initio, fresh algorithm, fresh training, fresh data, how much of resources we will need? So roughly we'll need 2 billion word corpora in the language. Now if you calculate how can you get entire Kashmiri resource that you have at your disposal, can you get 2 billion word corpora in Kashmiri language? Not possible. I was doing a predictive keyboard for SwiftKey for Kashmiri. I forgot whether I did that in Devanagari or Persia. I think I did Persia-Arabic. SwiftKey was then bought over by Microsoft the next year. They had offered me stock options as the consultancy fee, which JNU could not take because they don't have any scheme for stock options, as the consultancy fee a JNU share. So I had to take cash. And next year it was bought by Microsoft. I would have become a millionaire, madam, if I had taken the stock options of the SwiftKey. Now, to do the predictive keyboard, I had to collect a lot of corpora for Kashmiri, and there was hardly anything substantial available. Newspapers, if there are newspapers, they would be image files. So you have to scan images to text, then create corpora. There were some blocks which you had to collect. And I had another very difficult task, create a dictionary of swear words in each language. I was doing 5 or 6 languages. And Kashmiri had no swear words, all from Hindi. Is that good or bad? I don't know. Think about it. There must be a large repertoire of swear words also in the language. Language grows with swear words. You have all Hindi swear words in Kashmiri. Is that good or bad? Think about it. Even Maithili, my mother tongue, doesn't have swear words. They take it from Hindi. So if we have enough technical terminology, so how do you get corpora of 2 billion words in Kashmiri to create LLM, which will be then driving the intelligent tutoring system for Kashmiri? ITS has to be AI driven. For AI, we have to have LLM, which will be trained on 2 billion word corpora. How do you get 2 billion word corpora in Kashmiri? The only way is to localize. To localize English documents in Kashmiri by translating automatically, and luckily we have Google and Bing, both have Kashmiri. Now, if these guys translate English data into Kashmiri today, mostly scientific and technical documents, they will transliterate the English words into Kashmiri. They have no other way of translating into Kashmiri, but only transliterating. अब surgery को surgery कहेंगे. They will not be using a word for Kashmiri, surgery in Kashmiri, and that's a loss to the language. So you train an LLM which is half English, half Kashmiri. So purpose is not solved. So unless you have a technical terminology repertoire in Kashmiri, sufficient technical terminology, you cannot hope to translate an existing English document into Kashmiri. So you have to have technical terminology and retrain existing models. For example, Google's model is available with IIT Bombay and Bing is available with AICTE. I've worked with both of them. I'm currently Google's consultant for doing nuanced Hindi for retraining the models. And for Microsoft Bing, I have developed Urdu language machine translation. If you see the Urdu language that is done by my group in JNU. My group in JNU Sanskrit department did the Urdu language for, and I made it a point that yes, I should do Urdu. Urdu is an Indo-Aryan language. So, and then therefore, we can perhaps hope to retrain these models with the technical terminology that we develop for Kashmiri, and then these can effortlessly translate English documents into Kashmiri, and then we get enough of 2 billion word repertoire, corpora for Kashmiri, and train LLM ab initio. Once LLM is trained, then it will have all the bells and whistles of developing an ITS, intelligent tutoring system. Before joining JNU, I was software development specialist in an e-learning company in America, Human Kinetics, where we developed e-learning applications end to end. Right. So I have the technological know-how how to actually do this, do these things, developing, hosting, and all of that. So we'll do that, and then this is one step forward in building resources for Kashmiri, and we have done 5 of these dictionaries. We'll come back to you with more, and we have a huge array of school education dictionaries. We call them learner dictionaries, Shiksharthi Koshas. We'll come back to you with translating those learner dictionaries in Kashmiri also. And we'll do our definitional dictionaries, of course, machine translation and all that. So we'll come back to you with more and more, and with by engaging more of research faculty members, research students here. And now in all of our committees, I have made it a slight modification to our constitutional rules in CSTT, that we also engage a research student in our committees. When I was a research student at JNU, I used to go to CSTT to build dictionaries of linguistics. So I have now brought in research students also into the fold. They not only participate in the glossary development, but also are a useful help in typing those words. So we do not actually now do a contract with a typing agency to type a dictionary, but we use research students to type the dictionary. There are 2 advantages. One, we get the new generation readied for the future action, and also we get them typed.
Thank you, Professor Girish, for choosing University of Kashmir for this activity. I think it will be one of the commendable, academic activity and commendable job towards the academics, towards the technology, towards the engineering that University of Kashmir will be doing by completing this particular task. I also heard Engineer J.S. Rawat. Thank you, Mr. Rawat, for your information, and definitely University of Kashmir will provide all help whatever is needed in order to move more forward. We'll be more than happy to do that. And very briefly, I would like to say that we have Department of Electronics and IT is quite a old department now, and doing very well, has good placements, and I'm so happy that this additional project was given to them. I did attend the earlier exercise that was done, was very impressive one, where I said please include other departments also. That was done. But while I was sitting there, one of the very important idea came into my mind. See, Kashmir is a place for tourists, and our main activity is tourism. If any type of this particular work we can do in this sector would be very helpful. From our own side, we'll also I'll give this responsibility to the relevant department. If you can also cooperate with us, I think it will be one of the best things that we'll be doing in this context. That is, developing some handbook type of a dictionary for our tourists who are coming here, so that some idea about the language they get. So this was one of the idea that came into my mind. And of course, our new education policy is giving lots of importance to our regional languages, and I'm happy to have this type of an exercise. There's a wider scope to rope in many more departments in this. I think that will be done stepwise, definitely. And I am sure that this particular seminar and the type of activity that is being done in this particular project will be very much helpful to our local persons, to our local teachers, even at the grassroots level, that is schools in rural areas and remote areas, to explain to the students whose standard is not English medium like other elite classes, elite schools. Students studying in private schools and other elite schools, for them it's not difficult to understand the terminology, but for them it's very difficult. So I'm sure it's going to be very helpful for them in understanding when this particular dictionary comes out. And definitely after this there will be another step ahead towards completing this task till the job is complete. Department of Electronics, of course, is very much involved in technology related projects of lab work and so on. So this is the additional type of a very unique type of an exercise that they have taken up, and I must congratulate Dr. Javed and his team for this. I look forward to have much more this type of work in future also. And definitely this is a basic type of research, applied type of a research, which is connected in a way to the society, to our understanding of knowledge, which is connected to our youth, connected to our students. So it has got a great importance. And